Shielded cargo holds. The whole cargo capacity of the ship is hidden from scans of a leak. Yeah, if they board, it's still the same thing. So if you really annoyed them, they'll just come on board and look. Does the Pirate Buffalo have a shielded cargo hold? I didn't know that. I had no idea that the Pirate Buffalo had that. I'll have a look out for those. Alright. I think we're ready to push forward. There's no potential way for this fleet to... let's drop a quick save. No way for this potential fleet to engage this time. No, come back. Don't be shy. Open comlink. Don't you get any of your dirt on me when I blast your ship. See, you could have said, my friend isn't here, I'd like to live, please. I just stole the food because I was hungry. I would have let you go, but sadly, you had to come in with the sass. Now you gotta die. It is the law. Why all? And let's get in there. Once again, light escort. And I'm going to say moderate escort for me. I would love you dead. Really would. Engage this one, please. Just remove them. I am going to engage this one, but I'm also going to give fighter designation for that. Main item to avoid is you. Bring up deets on you. Launch my fighter crew. No! Why? You derp! Leap at the idiot, you. Let me just pause this a second. Can you see in here? I'm going to unpause it briefly. Do you notice all of the sparks? That's because they're building new fighters. Their fighters got nixed, so they're building new ones. Regroup, fighters. Come back to me. Come back. We're going to go over this softer target. Have you eliminated the other one? No. Not yet. It's still hiding from you. Okay. Fine. Launch fighters. I haven't got all of my fighters yet, but I've got enough. Cut my flux, don't need it. Gonna go up and around. Try and remove their additional fighter support, then we'll start work on the hammerhead. Some shields just in case. Fighters, return to me. Shields down. Oh, shields up. I am slow, so slow. Okay, well, there's no point in me sending my fighters over there then. Your combat readiness is 70%, yours is 70, yours is 70. All of mine are a little bit all over the place. I'm going to tell my... I think... I want you to commit to that one. I want you to support the hammerhead. You're already supporting me, but I worry about that. Hammerhead, also get in there and attack. Just make it happen, please. Gauge. Shields up. Just outside his actual shield range. I love how the shield just bounced off the hull. Managed to take it out yet? My lord, why are you taking so long? Main thing I want to do right now is to not be here, so let's start burning. Shields up. Gotta keep my fighters harassing it. And my bombers as well, obviously. Right, we're almost there. Wow, the bombers actually did a good job there. Cutting my shields. I don't know why I still have my shields active, honestly. Get in there and attack that thing then. Shields up. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I can't slow. I'm extremely chonky, dude. Launching rockets. Well, missiles, I guess. Launching again. Launching again. What I will have to do in a moment is just recall my fighters. But they are starting to do some damage. Right, got it overloaded, thank goodness. Where's the other one? The other one's quite far behind. Get in there, finish it off now. Done as much as I can to help. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Right. Now finish off his friend, please. What is the combat readiness of our fleet? Combat readiness is actually holding really well. Really, really well this time. They're not being pressed nearly as much. Yeah, I know this. This hammerhead captain is a disgrace, hiding behind our carrier. Oh, so annoying. It really, really is. The AI is still doing the "we don't want to fight" nonsense. Yes, it is deeply disappointing. Oops, Aavak's voice lulled me to sleep. What's going on? Hey, Alice. We're trying to get my ships to stop being cowards and actually do some fightings. Right, lock onto you, please. Alright. Fighters, regroup. For now. Just come back, support me. The ship is so slow. Alright. Fighters launch. Missiles away. Don't crash into me. Actually, to be fair, my mortar gunners were bang on target with that. That was kind of crazy good. Okay, I think we got him now. Pop. Perfect. Let's get back up there. Alright then, you. Time for you to be XU. Just die, okay? Make it easy on us. There's only one way this fight goes down. You know it, I know it, everyone knows it. Fighters away, please. Protect your carrier while it reverses away from the danger. Okay, this is a much better engagement now. Oh, look at that. Look at it. I haven't got any more missiles, I don't believe. Okay, venting flux. Sadly, no more missiles. Hello, Tailbell. Flagship combat readiness will start decreasing soon due to extended deployment. That's okay. My combat readiness is still pretty high. That's the main thing. I'm staying back. I'm here just for my fighters. Yes, Tilly, I know, sweetheart. I know. I can see. Oh, such a good girl. And you're not. I will call you a good girl because it makes you happy. Alright, so that was a lot better. The main thing that changed, I didn't use the avoid order. Surprising how that worked. I did not know you had a Twitch channel. I've seen you on YouTube before. Yeah, I've had a Twitch channel for ages, actually. But welcome to the channel, Sam. Hello, Aavak. Saw you on YouTube based on your latest RimWorld series, as well as on Stonehearth. Didn't realise you liked Starsector as well. I like many things. Right. Ridiculous spanner. Given I have a ship with my name on it, it's overdue. Thank you. Third month, second best month. Well done. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Also, I'm going to be away for just a second because my cat would like my attention. Tilly has been fed. But I suspect, based on significant amounts of data gathered, that in a few moments she's also going to want to go out. So this is not the last time that I'm going to be interrupted, I'm afraid, chat. Alright, preliminary reports indicate that 9 crew and no Marines were lost during the last engagement. Your forces were able to gain a complete victory in the last engagement. The salvage chief reports that several ships, disabled or destroyed during the battle, can be restored. Huh. Oh. Well. That's interesting. Not even difficult recovery either. Okay. Well, I could get up the Hammerhead. It's got degraded engines, compromised armor, and faulty power grid. That's just an awful combination. The faulty power grid everywhere is bloody annoying, though. I'm tempted. Not gonna lie. It's got 1 medium energy, 2 small missile, 2 medium missile, 2 medium ballistic, and 1 fighter bay. So the fighter fleet grows. Flux capacity is garbage because of the power grid. Sense profile is... Look, it's chunky, okay? People can see it from a very, very great deal of distance away. It needs 300 crew. Are we literally going to be in a cruiser before we're out of the tutorial? But the structural damage and the compromised armor are both rough. Reload all fast missile racks on this. Reload all missile weapons quickly. Generates flux when used. Oh, you can toggle the method of steering with a key in combat, can you? Apologies if the basic gaming or anything annoying, but there is an option to face the cursor with the mouse and use AD strafe instead of having tank controls with Q and E. I actually use shift. Yeah, so you're probably talking about there is a hold down button, and that is shift. Yeah. I'm going to take it, and we're going to mothball it. Okay, recover. Pick through the wreckage. Alright. Confirm. And immediately mothball. We do not have the crew to keep you on the go. Thank you very much, Lee. Alright. That was not bad. Alright, here's the current spread of our skills. Crew training is helping out a decent amount. Salvaging also at this point, though, I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to say that we need to be aggressive. Like, I can't keep... My ships are just not engaging. So I'm going to tell them to be aggressive from now on. Aggressive. In combat, this officer will prefer to engage at a range that allows the use of all the ship's weapons, will pilot civilian ships as if they were combat ships, and will employ any fighters under their command aggressively. This is what I want right now. Alright. Your fleet approaches the jump point. This jump point is unstable and cannot be used. Stabilize the jump point. You load the stabilization algorithm into your jump program, and the drive field goes through a series of esoteric fluctuations, their resonance gradually cancelling out the instability in this jump point. The jump point should be stable enough to use within a day or so. Alright, return to the station. Let's get out there. What is mothball? Mothball means you keep it at a minimal condition. Basically, yeah, as Jameson says there, you're effectively not actually using the ship. You're stopping it from breaking apart any more than it is. But you're leaving it in a completely minimal operational state. It couldn't fight, like at all. It would literally just tear itself apart if it tried. So it's got enough. It's got its drive slaved to the transponder on. It's got its drive slaved to the drive of the flagship, so it'll run its engines, but only under the command of other things. There's probably like 5 or 6 people on the ship maintaining it. So there's minimal life support. They might not even have life support. They're just in their EVA suits or something like that. It is more or less completely powered down as much as possible. But as a result, you're not spending any extra supplies on trying to repair it on the go. Nor are you crewing it in any way that would impact the crew levels of the rest of the ships. Also, doctrine blueprints only affects AI fleet, sadly, not your current ships or officers. James M. Drago, it does affect ships in your fleet without officers, specifically says that. I would like to have more officers, but we don't have even one right now. So right now, that's the best way for me to control things at the moment. Let's have a chat. Well done. Station Commander Cruz seems a bit giddy with excitement. We actually did it. You just never know with these things. It's such a relief not to be cooped up in this system anymore. Here's your reward. Well earned, and with my gratitude. In addition, I've set you up with a monthly stipend from the Galatia Academy in recognition of the services rendered. It should run for 3 full cycles. Frankly, they didn't have much room to complain right now. Didn't even have to lean on them too hard to get this sorted out. There we go. Big improvements to the hegemony faction standing. Now, I expect the authorities at the headquarters of Jangala in the Corvus system would like to hear about the recent events. Would you deliver a report for me? Ask to speak with Station Commander Morse when you get there. Oh, and make sure to take enough fuel to make the trip. Flying in system as you have been doesn't use fuel, so it's easy to forget that flying in hyperspace does. It's not too far though, but with your current fleet you'll need about 110 units to get there. If you do manage to run out of fuel somehow and get stuck in an uninhabited system, and that'd be a real feat on the Galatia Corvus route, let me tell you. But you can always use the distress call and wait for help to arrive. I'm also declaring a bounty on the remaining rogue miner fleets here. If you like, you can stick around here and help mop up before going to Corvus. That's what we're going to do. Alright, now then. Trade goes to hire crew. We need crew. Extra badly. First and foremost, I'm going to sell that on the black market. These are no longer 300 a pop. Very good. Ultra good, in fact. We do have storage here, so I can dump a bunch of stuff in storage. So I'm going to do that. Sort. There we are. Now, as for the fleet, I would like you unmothballed. And let's go ahead and refit it. Now, as for you, you can have standard, which is an assault cannon, a light dual machine gun, or an assault cannon, light dual machine gun on the overridden. But that one has rugged construction, shielded cargo holds, safety overrides, rugged construction, shielded cargo holds, auxiliary thrusters. I'm not going to be taking this into battle. Got a light dual machine gun there. I'm going to strip it down. Though, honestly, the light dual machine gun is fine. I guess the thumper is realistically the only thing I could put on this. Yeah, go on then, we'll pop the thumper on. It's kind of silly. But as for this, structural damage. The ship's hull has likely taken extreme damage in the past, possibly to the point of breaking apart. Armor rating reduced by 10%, and hull integrity reduced by 10%. Supply costs to recover from deployment reduced by 20%. This is almost free to recover from deployment if I were to deploy it. Oh, that's glorious. That is amazing. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Rugged construction reduces most negative effects of demods by 50%. If disabled or destroyed in combat, the ship has a 50% chance to avoid new demods, and is almost always recoverable after battle. Shielded cargo holds, commonly found on ships that can't always rely on shields to protect their cargo from cosmetic radiation. Only a few tweaks are needed to have the shielded confound long-range cargo scans, reducing the probability of contraband being detected. Let's see. I don't intend to ever take this into a fight. That's the reality of this one. So much so, in fact, that really having a thumper on this kind of feels silly. But it is what it is, I guess. If this isn't a fight, it's because I'm in a difficult situation. So I would want it to get out of there quickly, so perhaps safety overrides is a good one. Disabling safety protocols increases the ship's top speed in combat by 50, 30 and 20 depending on the ship's size, with a corresponding increase in acceleration, and allows the zero flux engine boost to take effect regardless of flux level. The flux dissipation rate, including that of additional vents, is increased by a factor of 2. Reduces the peak performance of time by a factor of 3, prevents the use of active venting, and drastically reduces weapon ranges. Cannot be installed on civilian or capital ships. Expanded cargo hold would be good, actually. Yeah, increase it a decent amount. What is the hull, like the class of this? I'm assuming that this is a frigate, but I could be wrong. Oh, we'll see, I guess. So we've got a cargo hold of 75. No, 105, so yes, frigate. You can tell by the sense... Oh, the sensor profile, of course. That's a good call, actually, yeah. Sensor profile of 30. Yeah. Okay. Starsector has been out for a very long time. It is in early access, though. It's coming up towards its release date. But this has already been in development for, like a decade? Receiving frequent updates. It is a really, really engaging space sandbox game. You can buy it directly off their website. Let me grab that for you. In fact, I'll quickly make a command for that, since that would be very useful. Go with do we have a buy this command? Let's have a look. Yes. Okay. So don't worry about that right now. That was from the sponsored stream of, what was it a while ago? Darkest Dungeon. Yeah. So I'm going to edit this command. I just need to use a different command if that command doesn't already exist. I need to use add command instead of edit. There you go. Boom. I'll add it into the actual title as well. Done, done, and done. There you go. Another stream, which I'm currently just looking in, we literally spent an hour min-maxing 2 ships, and even then it wasn't complete, because we found more hull mods and weapons to min-max. Yeah, no, you absolutely can with that. You can spend a lot of time custom tweaking your ships. I don't know, too many people who look down on 2D graphics, considering pixel art is such a big thing. Yeah, Starsector has a huge and very vibrant modding community. Right, okay, well, in the meanwhile, let's just get some capacitors going. We could have... maneuverability. Does it actually show that in this? It doesn't really. Can't have safety overrides if I put this in. Whereas this almost does the same thing. Interferes with weapon targeting and otherwise vulnerable systems, reducing weapon range by 15%, increasing fighter replacement. Well, I don't care about fighter replacement, so... it suits those. And we're not going to be able to afford that. Oh, actually, no, we could if I dropped all of these. Yeah, safety overrides, let's pop that in as well. So we've got safety overrides and unstable injector. This thing be fast in combat. Top speed, 219. Do you think this is a decent loadout, or should I go with one over the other of these? Maybe I'll actually go with only one. Because that at least gives me some room to play with the other stuff there. Yeah, we'll take that. Oh, now, as for you... dear Lord... Right, fighter bays. Oh. Do you only have these ones? It seems like maybe we do. I do both. That's an unshielded ship. Yeah, you think? That's true, actually, yeah. We were almost able to run our weapons without... so, yeah, you're probably right. I'll pop that in there. Okay, I'm fully awake and back. And Aavak ordering me to fight spaceships in my dreams makes a lot more sense now. Welcome back, Alice. Yeah, it looks like we can only field these. Let's have a little bit more... oh, can I bring up the full blurb about it? No, I can't. Oh, that's a shame. Okay, medium energy weapon. I could buy a mining blaster, or I could have a pulse laser, or a graviton beam. An atypical beam weapon, which is highly effective versus shields. Excellent range, but the damage per second ratio versus armor is subpar. 50% armor damage versus armor, but it creates no hard flux, like most beam weapons. Doesn't create hard flux if it's hitting a shield. Basically, as far as I'm aware... oh, actually, no, all beam weapons do they? Beam deals only soft flux, which can be vented while shields are up. Hard flux is dealt by all projectile weapons. Oh, right, so even... oh, okay. But the other lasers weren't mentioning that they don't deal hard flux. Huh. But, gravitic effects slow and push targets off course. The effect is minor and is most noticeable against fighters and missiles. It's more of a suppression weapon, really. But it's a very long-range weapon. So I think I will pop that on this. This is a cruiser. I don't really want things to be too close to it. I can have heavy mortars on here, or I could go for anti-shields. Heavy machine gun is point defense. A large cousin of the ubiquitous rapid-fire machine gun category of weapons. The heavy machine gun is effective against both small and medium-sized targets. Range of 450. Flux. Well, yeah, you could think of it as mana. It's basically, it's not really a resource you want, but it's a resource that's generated as a byproduct of your ship doing anything. So you could think of it as heat, if you like, because in a lot of space games, heat is ultimately the enemy. In that, that everything the ship does generates heat, but the ship is limited in its effectiveness of venting that heat, especially if you want to be stealthy. But effectively, it's like a waste product of your guns firing, or your shield being up, or your shield being damaged. If it ever maxes out your capacitors, your ability to store it, it'll cause the whole ship to have like system-wide disruptions. The shields will go down, the guns will stop firing, you'll barely be able to maneuver. But you'll naturally vent it based on how many vents you have, and you can also like hard dump the flux early. So it's like reloading your weapon when the magazine still has a couple of bullets left, but just, not many. And so you elect to get a fresh magazine rather than bleed the magazine dry and then be kind of caught off guard, perhaps with no bullets in the gun in the middle of a firefight. You can think of it like that. Good night, Dad. High flux also increases damage output, so you kind of want to sit in the middle. Does it increase damage output on everything, or only some things? Yeah, venting flux early doubles your flux dissipation rate, but pretty much acts like an overload in that your weapons and shields and systems hang up. But if you've got just get overloaded, actually overloaded, you're just down to your passive venting, and that could be a while before you vent all of the flux that you've built up, especially if you have massive capacitors and low vents. So it could mean you're dead in the water for ages. It's only a specific skill on energy weapons. Yeah, I was thinking, I wasn't sure that was the case. But we could either go with this, so we've got some armor penetration there, or something which is decent at shields, but, low range. How fast is this fire? Damage per second, 20, burst size 2. Refire delay, seconds 1.2. Refire delay 1 second. Refire delay 0.6. Refire delay 0.5. You know what? We can go with heavy machine guns. Well, I mean, it wouldn't be using... well, I was going to use the heavy machine guns as point defense, basically. If something came in, the heavy machine guns would be able to deal with fighters and the likes. That being said, I do have 2 heavy mortars, and let's avoid spending cash if we can. Pop those in. They've got a decent range. Now, the big thing we want is the rockets. We've got 2 annihilator pods. Might as well. That being said, if there were... Oh, there's harpoons there. Is there any like medium? No, there's no sabos. That's a shame. I mean, we've got sabos here, but I've got 2 of them as well. Salamanders might be nice to be able to try and shut engines down so they can't be chased. If I have this open in another tab with sound, will that still count as a view? Yes. And as someone pointed out, there are certain ways that you can manipulate it such that it will still count as a view, even if perhaps you're not. If you haven't got any volume there, but if you mute it in Twitch's player itself, it will stop counting as a view. Yeah, Annihilator rocket pods here. I mean, we've got Annihilator rocket pods there, so we don't need any more of those. But I could just overload it with Annihilator rocket pods. All the missiles all the time! But I'm kind of feeling Kind of feeling the Sabos. If there were more salamanders to buy... Oh, wait, I'm not... Oh, yeah. There are more salamanders to buy. So I would take those if I had them, but we don't, so... we'll go with the Sabos instead. Weapon group. That's good. Graviton beam, good. Okay, confirm. Now, the question is, do I fly this one, or do I fly the other? Do I fly the carrier, or do I fly this? Personally, that is. The carrier is probably the better fighter. Ooh. Oof. High-tech fighter. Nimble and equipped with a low-grade shield generator, the Claw is primarily a support fighter. The EMP damage it deals is temporarily crippling to poorly shielded targets, but it's incapable of dealing much permanent damage on its own. That is actually kind of amazing. Kopesh rocket bomber. See, I like bombers that fire missiles instead of having to get really close to attack directly. Hello, Dragmora. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I think Kopesh would be fantastic. I don't have the points for it. I'd have to drop capacitors here in order to do that. But maybe. I mean, I could afford it. It's black market though, but... Yes. Yes, we are doing this. I generally speaking like any bomber that applies its bombs from a distance. If any of you have played the game ICBM, it's basically someone was watching war games and decided, you know what, this would make a really, really good war game, and they made war game the war game. Only, you know, they dumped all of the silly human nonsense, love story, alternate plot, Joshua, and just had the thermonuclear war. And ICBM, one of the techs I love going for is just literally getting up to the point where my bombers don't need to fly over the target to bomb it. They can launch their missiles from far away and then return to base to reload. It dramatically increases the survivability of your bombers. Go figure. Annihilator rocket pods. It's got a range of 1,500. It's more or less the same range as the carrier itself. Just glorious. Has 5 missiles that it can launch. I fall asleep to an Aavak stream. I wake up to an Aavak stream. This is good. Hey, chat. Hey, Rocalcom. That sounds like missile silos with extra steps. I mean, yeah, but the thing with a bomber is it can... It's a missile silo that doesn't need to fire a big chunky missile because, you know, it can be much closer to the target when it shoots the missile. Also, it doesn't need to fly back to your land. It can return to an aircraft carrier. So it's a missile silo that creeps up on its enemies and then attacks it. It's kind of like, you know, your nuclear subs. A missile silo that goes to the enemy, well, just outside of the enemy to launch its missiles. It's a spooky silo, yes. A spicy silo. I really do wish that we could have that, though. Why is it that we don't have that? I mean, this... Wow. Actually, I just know... This is a civilian-grade hull. What the dickens? Okay, let me just look at the fleet a second. Let's bring up info on you. Okay, so... The Venture. Rocket cruiser. Why is a rocket cruiser a civilian hull? This ship has suffered extensive blah blah blah. Tough and dependable and not overly expensive Venture-class cruisers are usually constructed by private corporations for escort duty or by small non-aligned worlds for system defense. The Venture-class ships are perhaps the most widely used civilian cruisers in the sector. The blueprints for the Venture are widely available and can often be secured without too much trouble. When used by small corporations, the ship is usually the pride of the fleet and is used to underpin vital operations. Due to its ubiquity, the vessel also serves with quite a few private outfits, where it sometimes fills the role of command. You see, what I've got in my head is civilian. It's like this is kind of like, you know. Yes, I need the assault rifle for hunting. What are you hunting that needs an assault rifle? I appreciate you might be catching your food, but do you really need that as the means of catching it? Would not like a bolt action rifle do the same job? No. I need to at least be able to put, like, I don't know, several hundred rounds downrange before the first one hits its target. That's the only way I can actually kill these super fast deer. Just need to spray enough bullets that I block out the sun. I don't aim so good. Yeah. The thing is, people who live in a place where hunting is a primary source of their diet, or at least a large supplement to it, are generally really good shots out of necessity, and because bullets cost enough to make it something you don't want to waste. Alright, well, it's a civilian hull. For reasons I do not know. Nevertheless, here we are. Alright then. Well, given that then, I want to militarize it. Punk. I would probably... A dedicated targeting core might not be a bad one, actually. Increases the range of ballistic and energy weapons by 35 to 50% for cruisers and capital ships. Cannot be installed on frigates or destroyers, and cannot work in conjunction with integrated targeting units. So it would increase the accuracy of my ballistic weapons by... Honestly, well... I'm not sure. Oh, well, hunting something with infrared, that's just meaning that you can hunt something that is typically active at night effectively. There's nothing wrong with that. Well, there's lots of other things you can do. You don't necessarily need infrared. You can go with just night vision, frankly. You just need a way to compensate for the fact that our eyes aren't that good in the dark. A lot of animals are more active from twilight to dawn. So going with that is pretty decent. The dedicated targeting core, I don't really know if it's going to be useful, but maybe we'll pop that in. At this point, though, I desperately need some vents. And then lots of capacitors. The alternative is to get reinforced bulkheads instead of dedicated targeting computers. I mean, this does make my guns a bit more accurate, to be sure, because these are very poor accuracy. This one's, though, got perfect accuracy, so I'm really only getting that for these two, which ideally I'm not going to be getting hurt. So actually, yeah, we're gonna go with reinforced bulkheads just to add a little bit of oomph to that. There we go. That's a bit better. Is this the same run as the start of the stream, or did we die someplace along? No, it's the same run. We did have a premonition of all of our ships dying because I didn't understand what some of the commands in combat were. And the first big fight, I told them to avoid the central enemy, thinking, okay, I've given you orders to kill the ads. Thinking, okay, just ignore the big thing in the middle. Just basically don't get killed by it. whilst focusing all your firepower on the little ones around it. That didn't go quite as I planned. It seems that by telling them to avoid and thinking I was telling them to ignore, I was actually telling them to avoid. Go figure. And so they avoided it, which meant they scattered all around it and just let it just walk up on me and nix my carrier. It didn't go well. Is the targeting caller not plus range? Oh, no, you're quite right. It does increase the range. I apologize. I was being a massive derp. My goodness. Yeah. Is there any way I can spoil a chat, like in Discord? This is ever so slight minor spoiler. Do you know what levels? But it's a very uncommon thing. There is no way of spoilering in chat, sadly. Sadly. But what you can do is if you go over to the Dapperdell Discord, and if anyone wants to particularly follow you there for this, whatever it is you're about to discuss, you can spoiler in Discord. But you were saying you might like the insulated engines and the new high-resolution sensors. I haven't seen the new high-resolution sensors, but I am aware that insulated engines are pretty awesome since the update. They have rebalanced a lot of stuff, which is, again, why I'm playing it instead of using a mod. I mean, I could jump into this at this point if I really wanted to. Alright, we'll do it. Tunk. There we go, finish. We'll roll this, but no, I kind of like the other fighters. I like these fighters more. Okay, I think we're good. You know what this means, though, chat? We need 2 new names. And as before, we are going to need a keyword as well. The keyword this time will be word that I'm about to post in chat right now. We'll roll both of them in just a moment. No, I wouldn't set the keyword to and also I wouldn't set the keyword to whilst just saying because you wouldn't know how many M's. Ah, my lord. But there we go. That's all set. And now that that's done, I should be able to go to fleet, unmothball you. Boom. Everyone is now below strength, which sucks. And we are going to promptly go to the black market and crew. Oh my god, is that how many we need? No. Would have been rough. I'm going to need supplies for where we're about to go. So we need to drop this down to a goodly amount. Oh, actually, I need more than that. So let's take an extra... let's take an extra 200. No, we can't afford it. Damn. Let's take an extra 100 then. Just a little bit more. Oh, this is rough. My money. Okay. Got no supplies. I could sell a bunch of things, I guess. We are going to be we're going to be found out with this. There's no way around it. It's just a thing that's going to happen. We're just going to have to accept it. Do I want to sell a bunch of garbage in here? Yeah, I do, kind of. We're not going to leave them here. The harpoons will keep. Pulse laser will keep. Like, actually, yeah, the Swarmer SRM launcher, I guess, is the only thing we're going to sell on this. Yeah. Still very high, though. Aavak, what's the limits of ship names after you at any one time? There isn't. I'll just like tag on numbers. That is a good point, actually. Yeah, these supplies would not... Yeah, we've got basically 0 supplies. So I'm going to have to keep this mothballed for now. This one I can repair, which is fine. But this one's going to have to remain mothballed. Very good catch there, Chad. Very good catch. Alright. Time for us to roll some names. Also, I'm opening up name and game. If you're selected by Nightbot, you still need to pay. But it doesn't need to be you paying. It can be anyone paying. Right. Let's find out. Boom. Edsk. Congratulations. Entropic Radar has paid for you. Ah, such a dappling thing to do. You shall from henceforth be her Royal Majesty. Oh, actually, his Royal Majesty. I guess it doesn't really matter. Void ship. Edsk. There you go. Next. We need one more. And that one more shall be... Roll. Atomic Steam Engine. What a fantastic name for a venture. Truly. I do need to see a name in game, though. Someone needs to pay for it. This time for real. But seriously, this time for real. I think everyone in chat approves of your name, Atomic Steam Engine. Road Train has paid for that name. He approved so much. Well done, Road Train. Once again, truly a very dappling move. There you go. Boom. Atomic Steam Engine, the venture. So amazing. Okay. Now, you're not going to come out to play for a little bit, sadly. Okay. We also need a lot of people so badly. How we're going to get those people, I don't know. We're also probably about to be raided pretty hard. But we can now finally take a shuttle down. Oh, there's still no one here. Damn it. Okay, leave. If we don't immediately get jumped, I'm going to be shocked. But there we go. We've now connected. System bounty. Astlan. Personal bounty. Aurora. Elysium. Faction. Ludic Church. Personal bounty. So the Astlan system has a bunch going on. Now that the other place is actually connected up to the gate network, we have intel on all sorts of things. But one of the things I love about this game is that this intel comes in slowly. It's not faster than like travel. You'll get this intel as you pass by systems with comms relays where you can pick it up from. And sometimes this information will be old by the time you get it. Or as you're off to go and fulfill a quest, someone else will fulfill it. It's really cool. But yeah, it's at this point that the real game begins. Only 5 hours and 3/4 in. Trust me, chat, you can probably blitz through that tutorial in like 30 minutes normally. Peter, thank you ever so much for the 5 gift subs, though. That's incredibly kind of you. Diolch yn fawr iawn. I think we're probably going to go and stomp on some pirates, though. It's probably going to be the best thing to do. As for bounties... Galatia still has a bounty on it. Astlan has a bounty on it. Looks like they've actually got someone coming in to attack. So that might not be a bad one to go and check. Astlan is offering 1,500 reward per frigate, whereas Galatia is offering 1,000 reward per frigate. That's fine. 60 days remaining on this one, though. Missions-wise, faction pirates, they want you to go and do something and analyze a domain or a probe down there. I mean, the analyze ones are good. It's actually kind of awesome, in fact. Hostiles, or hostilities, rather. They're currently at odds. Major events, none of those. Exploration quests. They want to find out the the hegemony will pay 50,000 credits for finding out the exact location of the pirate base. And the pirates will pay 50,000 for analyzing a probe. Local missions here. Stabilized jump points is already done. We've got to go to Jangala. Over here, it's pretty close. We're not going to need much fuel to get there, actually. Do you know that smuggling is illegal? What? No one told me this. Oh no. What have we been doing, chat? The tutorial itself is probably like 30 minutes at most. 10 if you really know what you're doing. All the time was refitting Atomic Steam Engine's namesake ship and Avenger class cruiser. I mean, not all of the time, but a decent amount. And, you know, I've been spending a fair bit of time just going over what is what in the game, what affects what, so on and so forth, reading through things. It does add a lot of time, surprisingly, a lot of time, actually. Alright. What do we want to do? Well, there's actually a couple of things that we can do. One, we can mess around with the pirates. Two, there's a bunch of places that still have debris fields that I could further explore. There's a debris field over there, debris field up there. There's a debris field down here. That one's being explored. That one has not. That one has not. So we can have a look at those. There's a stable location where I could build something if I wanted to, but there's no point. It's not my system. We can go and check in Glacier Academy. We can have a look at the Ancilla relay system, plus 2 stability for the same faction colonies in the system. I don't remember what you can get if you hack a relay. Yeah, the game cannot begin before Aavak has established the law, aka character creation. I'm not even. This is gonna sound like I'm just memeing, but I'm not joking. That is probably the chief thing stopping me from streaming Skyrim. Is I don't want you to know how long I am willing to spend in character creation in a Bethesda game. I did need to see a guy in a bar. Yeah. Was it? Oops, sorry. Was it Corvus? I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure. Fuel range. Exploration. So many places I haven't explored. Inhabited systems, only the ones in the middle. Constellations, names, so on and so forth. All of that kind of stuff. Starscape, I can just turn that off and I can see all kinds of awesome things. Nebulas. It's an old nebula, black holes. It doesn't show the slipstreams on this yet. That's something I haven't had a look into. You're not alone, Aavak. Me and an MMO character creator is half the game. Yep. Yep. If you're like me, it's easily a few hours in character creation in a Bethesda game. No, that's pretty much it, yeah. If you install a sniffer on a relay, you can get live information from that relay no matter where you are. But if you install a lot, the systems will inevitably scrub those comm sniffers out. Right, that's the thing. So one sniffer in a relay is perfect for me. Ideally a central one, though. Something that'll get a lot of information quickly. Like here would be fine, because I'd get information from the pirates, from neutrals, and from Sindrian Dictat. Probably not down there. Here would also be kind of good. Corvus is one of the main settlements. Oh, it's only that particular system rather than the central. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Oh well. This is precisely why genetic manipulation should be banned in real life. People would just take an entire day to customize their kids' looks and stats. Clinics can't make money that way. You say that, okay. And in my head it's like, the clinics aren't really making that much money off kids being born anyway. And then I remembered, oh yeah, not everywhere has a public healthcare system. Right. And the reason why that jumped into my mind, and it wasn't like meme-ish, let's just crap on the US because it doesn't have public health care. for reals though, one of my friends moved out to the US, and she met a guy in the US. In fact, it was in a game I ran for a long while. I used to code and run a mud, and she met him in there, and she moved out there, and they got together. And then at one point she sent me a message like, you would not believe how much it costs to have a kid over here. And she was kind of in that weird stage of shock where you don't know how to react, whether you should be reacting with anger or sadness or just, blanket acceptance, whatever. It's like, I didn't even know it could cost money to have kids. This is how British. This is a very British thing of me. But it's like enough money over there, you could buy a flat over here. Like, I don't even mean get a mortgage on it. Just straight up buy a flat. I mean, obviously not in the middle of London. You'd have to have many, many babies in the US to equate to the same amount of money as it would require to buy a London flat. But, in parts of Wales where I was at the time, it was like, yeah, I could just straight up buy a place to live and own it for the same money that it's going to cost you to have a child. Not keep it, not rear it, not send it to school, just to have the child. Dear God.